why coaches 45 plus have the most highest likely chance to succeed during this next run of the coaching space during this trust recession. See, here's the cool thing. If you're 45 plus, you have a lot of reasons that you're going to succeed, but you have to be careful. There are two big problems that are happening with coaches who are 45 plus, and I'm going to explain those too. But first, I want to talk to you about the three big reasons why coaches who are 45, 50, 60, 70, and 80 are likely have the highest probability of success versus a lot of these younger coaches. I have coaches right now in my coaching program, 60, 70, and in their 80s. And in every one of those decades, they're doing multiple tens of thousands per month. My oldest coach was a lady named Judy, and she was 89. Okay, so I know this market very well. I personally started in 2003. I've grown up with this whole coaching industry. As of this recording right now, I'm 47, although I just look 67. That's what the internet will do to you if you stay in here too long. And so let's get to it. There are three reasons why coaches are most likely to succeed who are older than the younger ones. And the first reason is because the online space is getting older and aging up on Facebook and Instagram. Here's what that means. There's a lot more people in the 45 plus categories right now who are on Facebook, and Facebook is extremely stable in that age category. We're seeing our best conversions with our coaching clients who are working with people 40, 50, 60, and obviously 65 plus in terms of coaching in pretty much every market. Not only that, that age group also has the most money. You see, here's the problem if you are working with people in the younger age is they're more constrained with, younger kids and, all these kinds of things that life gives you in your mid-30s. Now, having an online older audience is amazing. The second thing is, and I'm gonna separate that out, they spend more money. Okay, now here's why that's important. You need to stay out of the under 40 market, in my opinion. The reason is a number of things. First of all, we have seen the ad cost be higher in age 40 to 30, kind of dropping. Like if you look at it like that. Why? A lot of the brand marketers, Amazon and Lowe's and Target and all these companies, they run ads to families because that family unit buys a lot, right? My kids right now are, 17 and 19. So they're on their own. They spend a lot of their own money and stuff like that. But when my kids were like 10 and 12, man, it was just never ending. And as you know, if you have younger kids, right? And so the brand advertisers run a lot of ads to younger families. Not so much to people 60 plus when they know they're just two, spend a lot of money. Those ads are more different. Those are more travel related and stuff like that. And so what's happening is you're competing with a lot of the Fortune 500 companies if you're running ads to that 45 and 40 under crowd. Here's another problem that people don't know, coaches don't understand about running ads to that 40 and under crowd. Your show up rates on sales calls, enrollment calls are going to be terrible during holiday seasons like Thanksgiving time, especially around Christmas and especially in the summer. Because when you're dealing with people who have younger kids, well, those kids are busy, right? You might have a scheduled call with Sally at 4:00 and one of their kids lights the house on fire or whatever, right? Like, I get it. I had two little kids. Maybe you did if you're watching this. And one of the things you got to understand is once you start going down in age, there's a lot more things that are out of parents' control. Babysitter doesn't show up. This happens, that, all this kind of stuff. It causes a lot of problems. And it's a lot of unseen stuff that you really don't know. And you're like, well, this is weird. My show up rate sucks. I don't know why. Maybe it's my marketing. No, it likely is your market. Okay. So just jump right over and stick with 45 plus. Okay. And so those are two of the reasons why the 45 plus market is amazing and why you are going to succeed as a coach, 45, however old you are. Now, the third reason is, I believe, the most important. Now, you got to remember, there are two massive problems, and we're going to get to those. The third reason is You are your brand. And it has never been more important than having a brand with all this chat GPT crap going on and all this garbage content. People want to invest with world-class experts, okay? That's not going to change. That's going to get more and more and more likely. And so all the coaches who I work with who are 45 plus, which is I'd say 95% of them, are essentially world class at what they do. And you don't understand, or maybe you haven't thought about it, but as the age of AI content and AI courses evolve, it's going to create this disparity of low-end stuff and high-end coaches who are world-class experts. And if you're really good at what you do, what's going to happen is it's going to allow you to charge more. People are going to see more of your value, and you're going to have a better experience versus all these newbie coaches out there who still are not sure what kind of coach they are. Now, if you're here and you're under 45 and you're watching this, here's a secret. Run your ads to people over 45 because for all the reasons I told you. They buy more, they have more money, the ad costs a little cheaper, they're more committed, all those kinds of things. Now, and if you're 45 plus, just remember those are the three reasons why you're most likely to succeed. Also, the age is continuing to grow. People are continuing to live longer, healthier, all that kind of stuff. So you have a huge market. And I would argue the biggest market with the biggest group of people who have the most money and who can spend. Now, here's the two problems, okay? Problem number one is this. Most coaches who are 45 plus are coming into social media versus growing up with social media. Why is this a problem? This is a huge problem. So my kids, right, 17 and 19, they've just grown up with an iPhone and a smartphone and social media and stuff. And so it's their life, right? It's who they are. It's all everything. Me, I had to learn it and sort of figure this out. And why is this a problem for coaches? Especially if you're trying to run ads and you're trying to get clients. Here's the problem. A lot of coaches are coming into the coaching space out of a corporate career, out of an offline thing, and they're using really bad strategies. And they're trying to just post on social media. They're hiring ad agencies and they're like, hey, some ad agency can do my ads for me. Or they're just trying really weird ad strategies that are not working, not getting their people. And it's because of a lack of the fact that they just didn't come into this in terms of growing up with it. They came into it. Does that make sense? And so a lot of the problems I see with coaches over 45 is really this just understanding of this is complicated, and I see a lot of them wasting their money on ads using strategies that were never going to work. In fact, I will tell you this, of all the ad accounts I've seen of people who I've talked to before working with us, I haven't seen one that's before working with us that was actually like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's because of all these issues, okay? Number two is the worst one, and you've got to make sure you nail this and fix this, or you're going to be a whole pile of trouble. Before we get to that, make sure you hit the subscribe button somewhere around this video so that you can get all my other videos. Look, I've spent like millions on ads in the last few years, and I take what I've learned and put them over here, give them to you for free. So just hit that button, and you're going to get the upcoming ones that I have coming up. Now, here's what you got to realize, and this is a big deal. Buyers 45 plus are the most savvy and untrusting people in the coaching space. You see, it's all adding up, right? Because when you're like, there's, most coaches 45 plus are newer to all this and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? That would mean the buyers are too, right? And so what's happening is there's no trust. People who are that 45 plus range, they have money for a reason. They're smart, right? They've worked hard. They've got to where they are. And maybe you're whatever, a health coach, business coach, mindset coach. It really doesn't matter what you are. There is no more trust in the marketplace anymore. And so the other problem is buyers are not buying right away, okay? They were during the boom from the summer of 2020 all the way to 2024. Now funnels are creating distrust. And not only are they creating distrust, savvy buyers in your coaching market are looking at your registration page for your free video or your free challenge or whatever you're going, and they're like, yeah, I know where that's going. That's going to a 2-minute video, and then they're going to get me on a call and they're going to sell me something. Okay. And so you need to understand that this is happening. And up until about 2022, we used to bank on seeing, on average, about across all markets, about 10% of people who would give you an email address would book a call, boom, within 48 hours of you signing up. Now that's realistically, for most coaches, around 5% and dropping. So what's happening? 95% of the people aren't buying. And here's the problem. Their traditional sales funnels are not working. So what do we have to do to fix this? This is exactly why we use what we call a mini celebrity status ad ecosystem. And what this does is it basically creates an ecosystem around your ideal client so that we can get the people who are ready to buy now onto the calendar, have them see you as the only option, the best option, and the last option, meaning they've tried all the ChatGPT garbage and all that stuff. Now they know they need to work with you, as well as those low-end coaches. And they pay a premium, okay? But the rest of them, what we have to do is create what we call a mini celebrity status ecosystem trust building strategy that literally gets them seeing these very special ads that build trust after they've gone through your funnel, gets them into certain types of trust building content that shifts their mindset to a buyer mindset, uninstalls the non-buyer belief systems that got put in from all these other coaches, installs your buying belief systems, and gets them onto a call to work with you, because funnels are done. The day of sales funnels are over, okay? And coaches are blowing money all over the place, and they're getting people on their calls, and those people don't know who they are. They don't know why they're there. They're 50% no-show rates. And the problem is it's this 45 plus range or audience age as well, because this age range are savvy buyers. They don't trust anybody. They don't understand technology. They've sort of come into it just like coaches who are like myself who are 45 plus, and they don't trust a lot of people. So we need to have that set up. Now here's the cool thing. I actually want to give you a free 15-minute mini celebrity status ecosystem ads call. We're going to do a quick start call. On that call, what we're going to do is just going to look at what you're doing, going to give you some feedback on how to install this mini celebrity status ads ecosystem. It's not that complicated. We're going to show you the functionality of it, what to do, give you some feedback. There's absolutely nothing to buy. That's why it's a 15-minute call. There's not enough time to try and tell you something, okay? And then you're going to understand what's working, how to get trust with that 45-plus audience, and how to get the rest of those 95% of people to want to buy. Because you cannot run a coaching business if you're only getting 2, 3, 4% of people buying off or booking calls off you. You need at least that 10, ideally 15%. We're doing it, and we're seeing people who are booking calls and coming on board working with us who came into our funnel like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago, okay? And plus initially right away. So getting them both. So that's what we need to do. We need to show you what's working on this. We're going to look at your ads if you're running them. We're going to show you the strategy. It's going to be 15 minutes, and we're going to give it to you, and you can be on your way. Okay? It's going to be a super impactful 15 minutes. Plus, we're going to give you our 2 bonus trainings that are in our free Skool community, so that we can unlock them for you that are normally reserved for our coaching clients. So we're going to give you those bonuses as well. And the reason is we want to give you as much as we can to help you in order to succeed in this new era where there is absolutely no trust, especially in that 45 plus crowd. But that's the best crowd to work with because they take action, they have money, they know they need the coaching, but you have to gain their trust. And all these traditional funnels are not working. Just posting on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and DMing them to book calls, running these lead ads, just getting people's email addresses, phoning them, taking them to 5-minute videos, 30-day challenges, all that stuff. It doesn't work with this audience. All right? So what I want you to do is click that link below, book your 15-minute call. We're going to help you out and show you exactly how to fix this. And if you're in that 45 plus age range, congratulations. Your time is about to happen, assuming you get the strategy right. And if you're watching this and you're under 45, make sure you are you're specifically targeting that 45 plus age range, because those are where the buyers are in almost every coaching niche. All right, click the link below, book your free call. We'll see you on that call.